In this video, I'm going to be breaking down Aave. I'm going to go through what pattern I see on the chart right now and where I think this crypto can go in this next bull run. Let's jump right into it. And if you like content like this, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up if you find this video helpful. Okay, so I'm looking at Aave on a weekly time frame here inside of TradingView. I also am looking on a logarithmic scale. I like to use logarithmic just because with these crazy price movements upwards, it helps me to see some of the patterns on the chart a lot easier. And as you can see, we have kind of this rounding of price action right here. And this type of pattern is known as a cup and handle. So let me show you what a textbook cup and handle pattern looks like. It's a reversal pattern where we have price that comes down usually and has a bunch of back and forth zigzagging, but overall it creates this rounding, which looks like a cup or a bowl. And towards the end of that rounding, kind of this half circle, we get a little pullback, which is the handle. It'll be a couple moves back and forth, but it'll be a short pullback right at the top of this resistance, and that is the handle. And this is a very bullish reversal pattern if you can spot it and if you can get in at the right time. And so as you see that textbook version, you see how this is starting to shape out a little bit right here with Aave. We have this rounding of the price action, which of course is putting in higher, actually lower highs and lower lows. And then it's starting to reverse here where we come a little bit flat, and then it starts to make higher highs and higher lows. And we are coming close to this resistance point where I put this trend line right here. So we are actually getting towards that end part of the cup and handle pattern where we start to form the handle. We are not quite there yet, but as we get to that resistance level, I like to call that the lid. If you were to put like a lid over the cup, as we get towards the lid and that resistance, then we should expect a little bit of a pullback for the cup and handle pattern that creates the handle. So we have a little bit more room to go, but we are not very far off. And so at the time of this recording, Aave is sitting at $168, give or take. And if we were to take it up to kind of this lower resistance level, then that would be at $250. So even though it doesn't look that far away, I mean, we're still talking about, let's see, to get to 250 from where it is now, we're still talking about a 45% gain. And while I do have that trend line set here, I do think that that's the minimum resistance level. We could see the lid be a little bit higher as well. So we could have a little bit more room to go. But I definitely picked out this first one here. So couple things could happen between now and then. We have price come up to that 250 level and then start to put in that handle, and then we go up. Or we could see price come all the way up to what would be the 400 area, then start to build in that handle and then go up. I'm not sure which is going to happen. A lot of times just looking at the charts is building different probabilities to see what are the possible options. Right now, the way that it's looking, it does look like it's in this cup and handle pattern, which I'll break down the price target here in just a minute. But we're not exactly sure which level it's going to go to. In any case, I mean, whether it's to 250 and then we put in the handle and go up, or if it's 400 that we go up to, put in the handle and then go up, is still a very bullish case. And so with these two different levels, there would technically be two different price targets, but I'm going to go with the more conservative one, which would be if we had a lower lid or that lower resistance level where the top of the cup ends right around the 245, 250 range. Now, let me bring you back to the cup and handle reversal pattern. So when it comes to setting a target, what we can do is measure from the very bottom of the cup up to what would be the lid, where that resistance level is, where that handle also starts. You would measure the distance there. You would copy that distance and place it right at the top, right on the lid. And you would see where that would take you. That would create the minimum price target. And so that's what I've done here with this little measurement tool right here. So to do that, on TradingView, you can go to the price range measurer. And what you can do is go to the very bottom, kind of towards the middle, click, and then measure up to the top of the lid. Then you would take that and place it right on top of the lid. So if we were to go from this lower resistance level right around 250 from the bottom and we placed it right at the top, that would take us up to about 1200 on Aave, which would be pretty crazy. But again, inside of crypto, we've seen some crazier things. So it definitely is possible. From where we are right now, that would be over a 7x return. And from the bottom, if you were able to get in at the bottom, that would be quite a return. Let's see what we got here. We would go from here all the way up here. So now you're talking about a 23x from the bottom of the last bear market. So I think that's one of the more conservative bets. But let's see what it would be if we had a higher resistance level. Maybe here. I won't even put it all the way up to the high, all-time high. I'll put it right here at this resistance level. So then if we were to measure, again, from the bottom of the cup up to the top in the lid, then we would place this on top here. Now we're looking at over, 3,000, which would be pretty crazy. Now, I'm not necessarily thinking we're going to go all the way up there. It totally could. But again, this video, just a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just sharing what analysis I'm doing. Make sure you do your own research and your own analysis and make sure that you are making investment decisions that you can afford to make. So I'm going to be going with the more conservative version of this. And really, it depends on where we see price come up. What resistance level does it go up to, and start to make that handle? So that's what I'll be on the lookout for. So at this point in time, I'm not necessarily buying into Aave, but it is looking very bullish. I will start to get into Aave once I see it come up to a resistance level and then start to make that handle pattern. Now, I might dollar cost average a little bit up until we get to that resistance level. But as far as going a little bit heavier, and buying in, I would wait. This is what I'm doing personally. I will be waiting until I see it come to a resistance level, whether it be this lower one here or maybe one a little bit higher, until we get this handle pattern, and then we start to break out of that. That's when I'll be looking to buy in and see the price continue to go up. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.